Alright, so I'm going to continue my quest for Laro here. Salt in the wound, where he's in, okay, and sometimes he's behind the district's waterfall. There's the waterfall. Alright, sweet, let's head here.
The Queen is holding court today with the Valians and Ramatayans.
There's a lot of like
How
running
long
around
before
and
they
fetching
kill
and stuff in
each
this
other?
game. I think I'm gonna like
Electronic?
pause the video while I do that, like the going from place to place.
Luminous Adra.
Okay, I'm
A
almost
giant
there.
breed of Luminous Adra. All I know is that they're all at
Oh.
each other's throats up there.
Think we're on to something. Against a backdrop of jeering youths, a young woman raises her arms with an air of practiced drama. Before her, two men stand across from each other, marrying
You
scowls.
both attest that you have made all possible efforts to come to a peaceful...
The woman trails off as you approach, and you find yourself the sudden target of the crowd's attention.
I did not send for anyone to preside over our contest.
No? You didn't hire a bodyguard, coward. We have business. What do you want?
I want to know what's going on here, for
This
starters.
doesn't concern you. We've come to settle a challenge.
Before he can finish, Laro quickly speaks up.
What's your words of? You want the Juana to know we're dueling?
My bad so to the tribals. We should be free to settle matters on valiant terms.
Orso glances in your direction with annoyance.
No wonder the old empire collapsed in civil strife if this is the Valian way.
He sneers.
How do your colonies fare, Adiran?
Orso narrows his eyes at Aloth. Laro, what say you?
We are civil enough to kill each other without making an incident out of it.
I suppose you have a good reason for this duel?
This street thug called my family a warren of corrupt inbreds. But is there a dung heap in all the world that does not have a little Valera cousin scratching through it?
Laro opens his arm wide and smiles to the milling crowd.
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardato silver.
Orso spits at the ground between them. The Juana are gathering reinforcements to storm this position. They should be here any second. Oh, that's funny. It's bluff, motherfucker.
Scatter!
Laro whistles to his attendants, and they break apart in disorganized exodus from the scene.
What? Where are you going, you stuffed shirt? Hey, wait!
Orso and his comrades scramble to follow suit.
This isn't over, you coward! You can't hide behind your corrupt mother forever!
Orso leaves the arena in a hurry. Investigate the feud. Interesting. Oh, it's outside my fucking shit. Okay. Let's head on with the main quest. So I can't get to the highest point yet.
All right. Which one of us am I thinking of now?
You be thinking of the Watcher.
That's 10 in a row. That's some talent you got.
Aye, the talent of noticing who you be glancing at before you ask me who you be thinking of.
Brilliant. Best deals at the dark cupboard. Master gets angry if I don't say that. Oh no, poor little imp.
Sure.
Hot razor skewers, crusted swordfish. Today's catch, I say. Fresh and hot, spiced to the tongue of outsider and local alike.
The vendor gestures to a bed of hot coals on his wagon, a flavorsome scent rising from the bundles of meat-stuffed leaves. Show me what you got. Hello. Damn, 1,000 each. Crew morale plus 10. Crusted swordfish, man. He's got some expensive shit. Cool, good to know. Oh, the luminous bathhouse. You know, I'll do this stuff a little later. I kind of want to go on to the main storyline here. Dark cupboard, man. There's a lot to explore.
A drink, madam?
No, not yet. I'm heading north.
Interfere in Rawatai's business. Huana culture isn't business, you company drudge. I don't give two pyres for your tribal pride, and I wager that Arkemir cares even less.
The Arama woman clutches her fists at her sides. Her severe features are caught in an unshakable grimace.
If this is what passes for Raotai in diplomacy, your Hazanui has bigger problems.
The more calm and composed Juana smiles, turning when she notices
If
you.
you've come to see Arkemir, you're too late. He left the estate on wizard business.
What's going on between you two?
Tamar and I wanted something from Arkemir. Our powers of persuasion leave much to be desired.
The wizard got his hands on a Huana tablet, the Harapo epic. I came to reclaim it for Rawatai. In the middle of my negotiations, this little pest showed up with a claim on it.
She gestures to Netahi.
The Harapo epic belongs to the Huana. The Queen sent me to remind you both.
An intact primary source is rare to find in the Huana.
Akira, few outsiders can appreciate what such an artifact could mean to our people.
Posturing about cultural value is worthless. We both want the tablet for the same reason.
Who's
A
Arkemir?
spellcaster, and a damn good one. Specializes in hexes and illusions.
Maybe he wants to join my party.
He and his apprentice run the Dark Cupboard, a local magic shop.
Oh, there it is. How did Alchemir come to possess the tablet?
I believe that he had dealings with black market treasure hunters. Not that the Queen will implicate him.
She's too preoccupied negotiating with the warmongers at her door.
Any idea where he went?
Arkemir could be drinking Kuiki wine with dead kings. There's no finding him if he doesn't want to be found.
So what's
I
your
might as well
plan?
adjourn to the palace in Serpent's Crown and give Arkemir time to think.
What a load of... You mean to get your hands on that tablet with or without Arkemir? You island rats can barely write your own names, much less a distinguished epic.
Netahi blinks in her shock and takes a moment to smooth down the creases in her uniform.
Scamper back to the Brass Citadel and spin your own plots. I will happily do the same on my side of the island.
I have some questions for Netahi before
me?
you go.
I could use a reprieve.
Netahi watches Tamara sparkle away, turning back to you only when she's gone and lets out a heavy sigh.
Ah, these are frustrating times we live in. What say?
Netahi opens her palms, inviting you to speak. Any ideas on retrieving the Harapo epic?
There's always Facina, Archemir's apprentice. No love lost there if whispers are true.
Netahi shrugs.
Arkemir seems to enrage those of his inner circle, not excluding the imps.
A few questions about the
Akira,
tablet.
I say the relevance of the Harapo epic can't be overstated. It could prove a touchstone for the Huana. It could even... Sorry. You go ahead.
Why is the tablet important to
It
you?
is important to all who call the Deadfire home. I only tell you this because I know you can be trusted. The epic is supposed to contain information on Ukaizo. Nothing as dramatic as a set of coordinates, but anything helps. Stories are also important to the Huana. Much of who we are is still missing.
What could the epic tell you about the Huana?
The story could speak to the values and beliefs of our ancestors. The language structure, narrative voice, and use of metaphor can tell us something about the time of its inscription.
She touches her bottom lip and glances off to the distance.
We could even I've lost you, haven't I? Akira, I tend to go on.
Did you know about the epic before it fell into Archimede's hands?
Akira, from the Journal of Rakua, an explorer who found the tablet on a remote island some 20 years ago. Unfortunately for Rakua, the most we found of her was her journal among the flotsam of a shipwreck.
Why is the Royal Deadfire Company so interested in the tablet?
They think the tablet can show them.
Tehi stops herself, weighing her words with care.
The way to Ukaizo.
A mythical island rumored to be somewhere in the Deadfire archipelago. Some legends regard Ukaizo as the wellspring of Huana cultures, others tell of riches beyond measure. All agree that Ukaizo vanished after the cataclysmic storms, volcanic eruptions blotted out the horizon, but it remains to be seen if these tales possess an echo of merit or simply romanticize an ancient fantasy. She sighs and regards you with unease.
Akira, it's a mythical island, but that isn't stopping any of us from rushing to claim it first.
Alright, that's all I wanted to know.
Mine.
Alright. Let's move on.
Everyone to the palace?
Akira, I've never seen Aruihi run so fast.
Do you think the Audra Colossus would come here next?
Pray to Kahopa, it does not.
You must
your party before venturing forth.
Alright, we're at the Serpent's Crown. Maybe another time, Una. There's
You
Natahi.
return. What say, friend?
Oh, you're the same person. Okay. For a second I got confused. I thought it was the other person. Alright, the palace. We are here.
Barati pays coin to feed the great eel.
Alright, Barati.
He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati.
Well, he speaks of himself in the third person. A sizable Almanaut tilts his head up and looks down his nose at you, flaring his nostrils with hungry interest.
You are a woman who sits across a fire with death. Akira?
The Pallid Knight and I are on familiar terms. He nods, clasping his hands with quiet delight.
Glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into their next life. Barati can offer payment.
Coins
for feeding hungry gods. Akira?
Akira.
Rewarding those who appease the great eel. This is Barati's cause. May the beasts of the dreaming lands never know famine.
Barati inclines his head and touches his brow, holding the pose with deep reverence. What bounties do you have available?
Rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Audra in sacred lands.
Barati squeezes his knuckles until they are bone white. I'll take the bounty.
Tangaloa knew it would be so. Dichila sails her Voyager Alicio around the waters south of Nikitaka. The great eel hungers for her soul.
Barati touches his brow and inclines his head.
Ask, but do not keep the great eel waiting.
Oh, never mind.
Leave it to me.
No.
So, lock difficulty 5. I don't got it.
Sure.
Hello.
Leave it to me.
Sure.
I'm not sure I fully understand how stealing works in this game. If it's...
Yeah?
Maybe if I get caught, if there's people around. Pretty sure this is where I needed to go.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The Valayan dignitary aims his withering look across the aisle. A middle-aged woman with a square jaw and tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but a look from the Queen's attendant, she puts it away.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
A sizable Amna, standing by the throne, takes a bold step forward and flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
He clears his throat and sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother, stand down.
Up to this point, the Queen has studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half rises from her throne as she fixates on Prince Aruthi. Aruhi?
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Aruhi lowers his head, the Queen slowly centers her gaze on you and leaves it there.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Though her mouth doesn't move, Onakaza's voice comes to you with an insistent memory nestled among your surface thoughts. Nod to Onkaza.
Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves.
Though she turns to the dignitaries, you feel her attention on you.
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
The Queen's voice fills the expansive throne room, leaving you with a hushed silence to fill. If it pleases the court, I've journeyed from a crippled Port Mage.
I know this one. Her parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Birth.
Raising her hand for silent, Onakaza looks to her brother. He approaches, and they exchange a few words too quietly to hear. She lifts her gaze to you once
We
more.
assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
She opens her palm and waits. Port Mage suffered a similar damage when Aethys passed through.
What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
She looks at a deer the way one would look at an especially rabid but fascinating animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Nero tosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable.
I'm acquainted with the Watcher of Cadnua from my assignments in Defiance Bay and Twin Elms.
Diverus? It explains the colorful nature of your reports.
I have seen things with her that are not even told in the most outlandish of sailors' tales.
And I'm supposed to take two Valians at their word?
She gestures between Nero and Pelagina.
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
Aethys emerged from beneath Cadnua, my castle. He made this personal. Silence descends on the hall. Courtiers and delegates eye one another, seemingly gauging which of them will be first to laugh. A stern look from the Queen Anakaza turns every questioning glance to stone.
Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain. A fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire?
Yes, I plan on using Audra pillars to track and ultimately confront Aethys.
How resourceful of you. The Isles are studded with enough luminous Audra to bankroll an economy.
She turns a quiet glance in Nero's direction.
I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hisongo.
Anakaza spreads her hands, calmly assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Anakaza's gaze wanders back to you only briefly.
Only that Hisongo is a Rawatayan outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
She inclines her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Yeah.
A composed Amina stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features. By her feet, a colorful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
She looks you in the eye and gives you a slow nod.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
Oh, she's perceptive. Well, so am I.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Maya sighs with resignation and nudges her bird affectionately with her toe.
And shut us out entirely? We have every right to know of any hazards in these waters. Palagina, go with the Watcher. See that the Republics are served in this investigation.
Nero turns to the godlike warrior standing off to the side.
Your Excellency. Hamed Kongswalias.
Pelagina's golden eyes flash in your direction, but her face betrays no hint of emotion.
That will be enough parading of champions for now. I'm certain that our guest knows how to assemble a crew.
Anakaza raises her brow and scrutinizes the pair. Can't I take both? I need all the help I can get.
If you can stand the chattering of unlike minds on your ship, that is your prerogative.
Anakaza blinks with amusement as she takes note of the look of Maja and Pelagina exchange. Her Maya and Pelagina exchange.
Good thing I'm already accustomed to cramped quarters and temperamental birds.
She winks at Pelagina.
We both have our orders. I have no interest in interfering with you as long as you do not interfere with me.
Eloth nods, a quiet smile etched across his lips.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Queen Anakaza rises from her throne, and the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hisongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
Anakaza nods to you and as she adjourns.
And take care with your trading company spies.
She glances at Maya and Pelagina.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift and unmistakably disgusted wave. Cool. So how many can I take with me? Just do a ranger. And paladin. Okay, so Aloth kinda seemed to like her. He's a barbarian. I need to keep my frontline people. I want to keep my mage. She kind of annoys me sometimes, so I will take Pelagina.
Watcher, while we have the chance.
Yeah?
Okay, he leveled up. Oh, she's magical too. And you're my history buff. What else did I want to give you? I think I want to give him some defensive stuff too. Alright, that's it for you. Where do I see everyone's level? Alright, well, this might be a good place to stop. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.